In this corner, we have the folk body snatcher. Come on.
Let's get ready to rumble. Welcome to Joe Jackin with Bob and TC on IntellectualRadio.com. Again, that's IntellectualRadio.com. I am your host, B.O.B. Bob, but I will go by the name of Robert Lee or Jr. if you insist on being formal. And as always, from the South Side of Chicago, Illinois, give it up for my main man, Mark Cheeks, TC was Senior. What's up, TC?
What up, Bob? How you doing, man?
What's going on, man? NBA playoffs. That's what's going on, man.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. What a game yesterday.
Yeah, let's talk about this. These predictions real quick. Run through your predictions of who you think is going to, doing the series in the East.
All right, right now I got Cleveland, Toronto.
I think Milwaukee. Okay. I just say mine while you saying yours.
Yeah, give me Toronto. Give me
Cleveland. Washington.
Give me the Bulls.
Woo! I'm going to the Bulls too, of course, man. Anyway, you're listening to Joe Jackin with Bob and TC on IntellectualRadio.com. The call-in number is 708-223-8953. And you can call in if you have any questions, ideas about a show. You can talk to Mr. Earl Winfrey. And I want you to tell everybody about your club real quick.
Yeah, come on out, check us out. Watch the playoff game tonight at the 030 Crowd Lounge, 19755 South Torrance. Come kick it, y'all, in Linwood, Illinois.
On Tuesday nights, basketball and beyond in Living Springs and Glenwood, Illinois, from 5 o'clock p.m. to 8:30 p.m. You can come out on Tuesday nights if you have a son from 5th grade through 12th grade. Let them come and shoot some open gym basketball. And we also have a half an hour discussion. If you want to be a mentor, also feel free to come by. The address is 19051 South Halsted in Glenwood, Illinois. Another thing, real quick, I just got this letter in the mail the other day. I wanted to share this with y'all. My son is in the Air Force. Air Force sent me this banner. I thought it was a nice gesture. It's called the Blue Star. It says Blue Star banner. It represents one family member serving in the armed forces. A banner that has a banner can have up to 5 stars, signifying that 5 members of that family are current in the military and active duty. So I just wanted to share this with y'all. This banner that they showed, that they sent us, represent that I have one child that's in active duty military right now. My oldest son, Robert.
So Little
Rob. And I'm just proud of him. You got to bring that stuff up like that because of the way our current political situation is going on. You want to acknowledge as much as you can about our men and women that's serving overseas, so we commend all of the families that have active duty service military or retired military. And it make you think of something like life insurance. How about that?
Yeah. The benefits of life insurance too. There's some benefits out there, y'all.
Yeah, you don't want to, so we got our man Antoine Hicks today. Minute Man. Here to talk life insurance with us today, among a few things that we're going to talk about with him. We're so glad to have him in the building. We've been working on this for a minute to get him up here. So we're kind of excited to have him on here. This is one of our neighborhood big brothers.
A hooper too.
A hooper.
You know what I'm saying? A hooper.
A legend.
Yeah.
I don't know why we put Esmond on the map like Esmond was a college. Don't Esmond seem like it was a college or something?
Man, it was home with some greats, man. Esmond Elementary was home with some greats.
Yeah, we got a quick shout out to my man Highsmith too.
Oh yeah.
Highsmith. That's one of my other neighborhood big brothers. Highsmith. On the other
What
side
up,
of this
Trish?
break,
What up, Candace? They watch.
On the other side of this break, we're gonna bring up our man Minute Man. We ain't gonna waste his time for coming out here making time for us. He gonna edify us through life insurance. So if you have any questions about life insurance, feel free to call in 708-223-8953 while we got the expert in the building. 708-223-8953 on the other side of the break.
Intellectual Radio.
Welcome back to Joe Jackin with Bob and TC on IntellectualRadio.com. Again, that's IntellectualRadio.com. The call-in number is 708-223-8953. Hey, TC, let's bring this man in.
Bring him in. This from the hood, baby.
From the south side
Of Chicago, Illinois.
Wow, wow.
Give it up for our main man.
What?
Antoine Minuteman. Hicks in the building.
Hood from Watkins.
Right.
What's up, baby?
Buddy,
What's going on, man? How you doing?
man, working hard, trying to keep on going.
Good
Keep
to
on pushing. That's my new motto.
Good to see you, man.
Yes.
Good to
Why
see
I feel like Esmond is some type of college, man, we went to, and we got all these legends that went to Esmond, and you are definitely one of them.
Well, just a bit. I agree with you. You know?
What up, Ronnie?
We definitely get people now that we're older that always want to talk about their grade school or so on and so forth. But we had some true, as we call them, movers and shakers when we were coming up, and we had to really work on our game. And that's one of the things that I think that separated us. It became like a culture. You know what I mean? We started off playing baseball. We were all good at baseball, but I guess the allure of playing basketball and the recognition and everything, we started really working on our game. And I'm the same height I was when I was in 8th grade, and I'm mad about that. I was a big point guard in grade school, and then when I got to the next couple of levels, I was a small guard. So, that was one of those things.
Yeah, man. You still hoop it on?
No, I turned it over to my son, man. And he's a beast in his own way, and sometimes in his own mind. But I don't play much.
Is
anymore.
that dad talking, or he really a beast, man? Come on now, you know a beast.
Hey, he'll be here soon.
Okay,
and I can arrange that for you. Then you let me know.
Nah, I'm asking you. I'm asking your opinion.
He's definitely one of those guys. I wish I was still playing, because
Right.
we talk a little bit of this and that, and he don't really understand until he look over.
How tall is he?
He's a little bit taller than me. I think Twan's about 6 feet.
Okay.
So
Basketball took you to college, right?
it definitely did. I thought I was smart, but the gateway, and then I put the work in, both basketball and school. And then I had to figure out at an early age, having a son when I was in college, I'm not gonna be a pro. That 5 foot nothing, that's what they call it. Especially high school. I'm glad you mentioned them. And I had to really get down on my books, and I did that. I did that.
From High Smith.
Yeah, he mad at me now because he said I should have kept playing baseball. We'd all been rich. I'm saying we 40. We'd have been spent that money by now.
Got all that. What school did you graduate from?
I graduated from Illinois State University.
Illinois State.
Redbird. And in my own man, I think I'm a legend still there. But that's my school though at Normal Bloomington. And great times, great people, learned a lot, and man, I made it. I made it through.
Greatest game, man. What was the greatest game you ever had, man?
That I had?
Officially and unofficially.
Well, officially.
Unofficially, that's your bragging game. You can brag about that one, but officially.
At the park.
Well, I'm going to say the best game I had, we played in the NCAA tournament. And we played against Michigan. And that was the year I think they won the national championship. We was in the first round. And some of my guys, I hope they're watching. If not, I'll send it to them. But that was officially one of those games. I mean, they had Mel Turpin, Glenn Rice, some of the old guys. They had a heck of a team. And I mean, I was a sophomore. And that right there, Ramil Robinson, I had to guard Ramil Robinson. He was about 6'3" and, looked like a linebacker.
Yeah, stocky.
So that also let me know I need to stay on my books. But and unofficially, I think my high in college was about 15. A passer, business type, keep the team moving, play defense. I played a lot of minutes for someone that didn't score a lot of points. But
give me this is personal now. We gotta make this personal.
Okay.
You gotta give us your top 5 hoopers in our neighborhood.
Oh man.
In our neighborhood. In our hood.
Man.
Top 5 hoopers that came from the Wild Hunters.
Okay.
Blackwell to Park.
Okay. I don't want nobody to get mad or nothing.
Cause it's just me opinion.
It's your opinion. Ain't no friendship. This name them hooper.
I don't want to put them number wise.
Don't put them number wise.
Just give me 5.
Top 5.
Give us top 5.
Of course, I got to go with my idol at the time until I got bigger than him. I hope he's watching. That's Mark Carpenter.
Mark Carpenter.
Yes.
he was a hooper.
Of of course, one of my mentors was Leon Van Hook, rest his soul. He just passed.
Rest in peace, man.
He played in the Missouri Valley too, but he was a little bit ahead of me. He went to school with my sister. Of course, Ernie Sims.
Yeah, Ernie.
Ernie.
You know. I want to say myself, but I ain't gonna do that. We had so many. I don't want to.
But that's good though. Okay,
that's good. That's tough.
That's 4, right?
That's 3.
That's 3.
He ain't gonna name himself.
So I ain't gonna name myself.
Okay.
Well, it could have come to me, you know, because if I say I'm 4th, you know, people gonna turn off the show.
We'll throw Ephraim Edie in there from our hood. We'll throw him in there. Ephraim Edie, yeah.
Yeah, Ephraim was, some of the young guys, I'm not gonna take nothing away from the young guys. They really, you know, you guys did. That gave me a lot of problems, but you know, it was like my little bro, so we put in a lot of work. I know he got tired of me putting in work all the time. He's like, man, ain't you already good enough? You're never good enough. So
I name 5 without naming Ephraim era. From that era, I just look up to.
Okay.
Gino.
Oh, Booney. Let's not forget Booney Coon.
Yeah, Gino.
Booney was tough.
See, I had to play against these guys.
Yeah, Booney
I can give you 5 guards off the tip.
June.
From Hell Street?
Yep.
Yeah.
He was called
tall, about 6'4", 6'5".
Yeah.
Rodney from Hell Street was called.
Okay. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Mark
John Lofton.
Mark Carpenter.
We can never forget about John Lofton now.
Okay.
When I was shorty watch, I got to give him some love. Petey Love used to be so cold.
Oh, that's not
Petey Love. That baseball
Petey Love was a baseball player. Yes. He and I played on the same Little League All-Star team. Myself, Corey Jackson, and Chris Webb, who was Chris Thompson back then. We played on, and we had a heck of an. You put Petey Love at the mound, it's gonna be a problem for whoever the other team was. Yep. So we all started out playing baseball.
That's what's up,
man. We got you down here because you are into life insurance. Like, how long have you been into life insurance?
1994.
What made you get into life insurance?
Well, you know, I had paperwork in economics and sociology. So I started off just like anybody else. I took a social work type job when I was about 23 years old, and it really wasn't what I was looking for. It wasn't fast enough. It wasn't competitive enough, and I felt like, man, I'm gonna be doing this 20 years before I move up. And one of my mentors to this day, David Johnson Sr., who's Julio's dad, had introduced me to a great company, but I'd already had my license and I was trained by some guys in 94. So here I am, 24, 25. And actually I was, pretty good until I met Dave, and he really showed me real meat of this business. So I've been doing it pretty strong. And I guess I got on what they call a fast track, because I could do, they call baseball players 5-2 players. I was a 5-2 agent. I could recruit, I could train, I can manage, I can lead. And then number one, I could write the business. And like your sister was one of my first clients, her and I think Buffalo, people that trusted me, but I never, ran upon, family and people that I knew to put the insurance deal on. I did the hard work of going. I was on 79th Street, knocking on doors with 2 college degrees. So I came from the bottom to the top. And what's that? What song was that? Drake song, from the bottom to the top, and now I'm here. So yeah.
When we was talking about insurance, you was talking real passionately.
Definitely.
About insurance. You made a statement. You said health is like our credit line. Right. I mean, and I want to start the conversation off like that. Health is like our credit line. What do you mean by that statement?
Well, what I mean is, if you are healthy enough, the whole insurance game or benefits are available to you. Okay. If you unhealthy, and that's what some of our problems. We want to go ahead and get the insurance after we done got sick, and it's too late kind of then. And you only limited to so much. Okay. But if you're healthy and you're young, the sky's the limit on some of these programs that's been out here for a long, long time.
They like to call them products. Right?
Yeah, they do.
Life insurance is really considered products.
It is. Right? It is.
So it's a bunch of different type of products that's out there.
Yes, it definitely is.
And how would you go about that? You would take with your financial needs analysis.
That's
right?
exactly what I do. And I'm glad you said that. It's called an F&A. And financial needs analysis. And I see a lot of financial planners telling people drop that insurance and put your money in the stock market. Hold on a minute. You don't really know what that was in place for. You haven't sat down and done a financial needs analysis with that person. That may have been for something they got, planned for down in the future. So you can't just have a blanket statement and it fits for everybody. Okay, so everybody's different. You got to sit down with them, and basically that's their problems, their issues, or their concerns, or their goals on the page. Then that's when you can make a serious, good financial plan. Once again, I had some great mentors, and I appreciate that. Well, I don't know if I was lucky or blessed, but I definitely, it was either lucky or blessed, or both. Blessed to be lucky.
Let's say when you going through a financial analysis of
Yes.
an individual, I mean, every individual would be completely different, wouldn't it?
That's what I
every
mean.
individual. Right?
Every individual is different, so it's hard to make a blanket statement. You need to drop that and go get that, and then you drop your insurance, and we don't know if your health will is to get this other stuff that some of these financial planners are suggesting you do. You see what I mean? I've learned over the years, if you already got something in place, let's wait till we get this issued, meaning let's get this approved, and we'll add on, and then if we decide, well, it's best to drop this, or if there's some money in it, then we call it a cash transfer, so on and so forth. Okay.
Like you was going to ask a question.
No, he just broke it down. Like, I just want you to break it down so everybody out there can understand what you're saying, because everybody don't really understand that, but you broke it down a little bit.
There's two types of life insurance. Right. Okay. There's whole life. Basically, they call it term and permanent. Okay. Whole life is permanent insurance. It builds dividends, cash value. They have also living benefits, and I hope we can really get into that, because that's the main thing that I like to talk about, because, we all have an idea of what changes need to be made in certain communities, especially our own, but the finances aren't there to make these moves. When I talk to people about insurance, that's something I'm going to do down the road. Well, my grandmama got a policy out on me. And I don't really waste a lot of my time with those like that, because they have to see it for themselves. And I'll explain it a bit, but there's so much need for it now, especially when we're talking about living benefits, that I'm busy. I shouldn't even be working right now, but I'm busy. I've got people in Georgia, South Carolina asking when I'm coming home. They want to do a different program. Let's go over my stuff again. And it's just one of those things.
Well, explain living benefits if you can.
I definitely will. What living benefits are, of course, we know about the cash value, but there's also what we call a critical illness rider. It rides on your life insurance policy. So if you get sick, diabetes, cancer, stroke, you can get 80% of the insurance money up front. Then you could be 25 and get one of these illnesses, and there you go. You got a $100,000 policy. That's $80,000. What could you do with $80,000? And you don't have to die. You understand? And it won't even affect the cash that's built up, because it's a rider in the program.
What do you mean by rider? What do you mean by that?
It rides on the program. It's an additional living benefit.
Oh,
it's
additional other than the coverage you already
exactly.
have.
It rides on that life
just
insurance.
Say you have $100,000 policy.
That's right.
And you have a rider.
That's right.
And a rider, what value does that go up to?
As far as
if you have $100,000 policy, and you have a rider, you say you can pull out 80%.
The company will give you 80% of those dollars up front.
So the rider, the word rider, is there a percentage based on that word rider?
Well, most of the time it's 80%. Now you don't have to take that whole amount, but that's afforded to you. Okay. Now if you got a $500,000 policy, let's get into it now. You got a real policy. Now you do 80% of that. Now we're talking about, I hear these young guys talking about buying back the block. Things can change. And when we're talking to scholars who know about where we're from and our ancestors and where we are right now today, if they've had some of those programs were afforded to them, their whole presentation would be different, because they would have the financial backing behind them. Right now, the insurance companies are as strong, if not stronger, than the banks. If I had $1 million and they tell me that they're only going to insure 100,000 or 250,000 in the bank, I'm not putting a whole million in the bank. You put that same amount of money in the insurance company in what we call a cash building program, it builds what we call compound interest. Okay. And if you do 1 times 2, then that's 2. 2 times 4, that's 8. You do that 20 times, that's $1 million off that dollar. You understand? That's compound interest, really, just real briefly. But basically, like a index universal life, that's a whole life plan. Its interest rates that it grows at is tied into the S&P 500, which is a stock index, and you can build off of that. I mean, last year or a couple of years ago, I think the highest was 14%. Okay. And whatever it is, the highest it is in that year's time, let's say on the average, you're getting 8% on your money, you're going to be all right. And there's a program right now that I think I sent to you, Bob. It's called $1 Million Baby. And all of us that's listening, I'd like to, if you get a chance to, Google it, IUL $1 Million Baby. It basically in detail shows you, and we call it an illustration, you putting in money up to about $100 a month for a newborn child. You paying that for about 14 years, you've put in $28,000, and it's over $2 million in that policy, and you do not have to pay another penny into that policy. And guess who's the owner of that policy? You are. The baby is only 14 years old. I told a young lady that the other day, and I said, well, if you want me to call the company, I'll find out for you. And she said, no, I'll call them. I ain't heard from her since. So I don't, you know what I mean? So I mean, and I'm proud of her. I'm truly proud of her, because these are things happen. I mean, we got all the information we need at our hands, but we just don't have the finances. We don't know where to find it. And it's right there in your insurance companies.
So is there a certain amount of time you have to have insurance policy before you can get the rider, or you can get the...
No, that's what I'm talking about. Remember, we were talking about your health is your credit? Right. Day one. Your insurance agent, he does a proper financial needs analysis on you. And, you're healthy. You can get that. Oh, I want to, and then we should add a rider. You know what I mean? Oh, yeah. And these are things you ask. If you sit down with a life insurance, I mean, you don't have to sit down with me. I heard about these riders. Then the game starts to open up a bit. Okay, we're talking about money now.
I want to ask you in this way. My dad died a few years ago, right? And he had I guess he had enough life insurance just to pay for his funeral. Which I respect. I mean, sure. Even if even if some of our parents' mindsets are not geared toward passing generational wealth on to the family, right? But I want to talk about life insurance as a strategy, definitely as a mandated strategy. You made a comment about the Black community. You said the Black community. I like to say our community, because our community.
When we're talking about black and white, I mean, now we're talking about classes and somehow long history. Okay. That's done got reversed, and I don't want to get into that conversation. Yeah. We should need to know who we are, where we are, and we are right now in reference to that. But I'm going to say in our community.
In our community. Yeah, okay. Okay, that's a better way of saying
it.
In our community, you said that it's not common practice for people to invest as common practice, right? To be investing in things. I want you to elaborate on that.
Well, I mean, over these years, man, I mean, it's just been multi-generational, and you just more or less touched on it. Our grandmamas, our mamas, they didn't hear about this, and they thought that a $10,000. How many times you heard about? Oh, I just want something to bury me. Yeah. I don't want to leave nobody nothing. And you remember when we were kids, that insurance agent come in and he go to everybody else picking up those premiums. Yeah. But we were definitely underinsured. Talking about getting 80% of 500,000 when you got the right policy. Now you're talking about moving. Now you're talking about building a legacy. You know what I mean? We don't have to collaborate, as a lot of people like to say, people. If we have these pieces in place individually, we'll be fine. We'll be fine. Okay.
I'm curious. I know people listening, it sounds too sweet. So
it is.
So I just want to break it down. So someone healthy, they get your insurance. Will get insurance and bring up the rider situation.
That's right.
Bring a rider, whatever. And you get you a good policy.
Right.
And you pay on it for
what you pay on it for. You could pay on it for a couple of months.
You have to get sick though. You said it had to be.
I had a guy I wrote some business on down in South Carolina. about 15 years ago, and we just so happened, because like I said, Big Dave and these guys that were in the business, I remember them saying, well, did you put a rider on it? Did you get the living benefits? So, I tried it out, and I wrote him a cancer rider. A couple of years later, they found a polyp. It wasn't that he died, they removed it, but he got $50,000. Guess who's his favorite man now?
You.
So I wrote the whole family, and I went out and I did the exact same thing. You know what I mean? I just was, everybody's different.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody has different needs, but I do agree with you totally. We got to start building a legacy if we talking about changing things. And what we mean by legacy, when you leave or you die, your kids or our kids shouldn't have to ask for or go somewhere else to ask for money or go work for someone. And I know when you came to see me, you asked, well, I don't know if I would trust my son, because they might try to knock me off.
Hey, no, it's like,
but that was a good question, because I get that too, and I'm gonna get to that. Go ahead, I'm gonna get to that too.
No, go ahead. No, I was just saying, my son.
Bob said that to me, and I was like, wow, that's great.
Hey, look, I was telling, I think my oldest son was telling me about a life insurance policy he had. He was like, my oldest son wasn't even thinking. He was just like, yeah, Dad, man, I got this amount on me. You the beneficiary.
That's right, beneficiary.
Beneficiary. And when he said the figure that he said, Justin looked at me like, what? Man,
right, we can do a lot with that.
Man,
we can get rid of him.
Like, we need to get rid of him. Like, it was the way he looked at me. I was like, wow. Like, I said, I wouldn't even tell this dude how much insurance I got. I wouldn't tell this dude.
And like I told you when you came to see me, that's a part of you teaching a long time ago. But if we didn't know what to teach about money and finances, I'm glad you said that, because just I think it was last week or 2 weeks ago. You hear about this all the time. I hate to say in those other communities where the kid done killed the mom and dad. What's those boys' name? The Menendez?
The Menendez brothers.
Yeah. So last 2 weeks ago, I'm surfing. I'm just looking. A black kid, one of our kids, killed his mom. She owned a beauty salon in Atlanta, Georgia. And I remember sitting down with her before, and she had a decent plan in place. And the son killed her just about a week ago, if I'm not mistaken. And he was on YouTube or Live or something, and he was flashing the money and doing all these things. And I remember her saying, and a lot of her friends, they were being interviewed, how she really was spoiling him, always had something, he never wanted from them. I think he was driving an Audi. That's my car. You know what I mean? I work for it though. And these are the things that we have to do as parents. And if we question that whoever our beneficiary is or who we're leaving the legacy to, you don't have to tell them, because you are still the owner of the policy. So when we're talking about taking out policy on the child, you the owner of that. That baby don't know. But once it becomes a habit, they're not worried about no $100,000. They can say, well, how am I going to get the $1 million? What do I need to do to get to $2 million? What do I need to do to $3 million? Because believe it or not, 10,000, 50,000, 100,000. If we're not talking about six, it's not really worth killing anybody or going to jail. It's really not. It's not, because I'm
at least 6 figures,
right? But if we're not financially, stable, and we haven't been able to teach the kids that, that's what you get. And it's always, and I hate to say it, kids of privilege. But that was the first time I have seen that, in one of our communities, and she was a wonderful lady from what I heard. He never wanted for anything.
Let's give our audience a quick breakdown of priorities.
Okay.
Like, how do you see priorities? I mean, you gotta just say somebody making anywhere between a range of $25,000 to $50,000. How should they prioritize life insurance and they bill breakdown? What type of coverage should they get? What would it say? What would it cost them a month? Let's give people a practical breakdown of how they should prioritize insurance and how it could possibly change their next generation as the reason why they should prioritize it.
Okay. Well, of course, I'm going to say number one is your life insurance. Okay. Number one.
That's your number one priority.
Yes.
Cable over.
Number one. Instead of cutting your life insurance down, you don't need all those channels. If I ain't watching ESPN or the White Sox, the Cubs,
Go, cuz, go. Go, cuz, go. But anyway.
I'm not really watching TV. You know, I listen to music still. You know, it soothes me. But I'm gonna tell you why I say that. Not just because this is the business I'm in, because I've sold all other types of insurance. You know, I know that number one, as far as I'm concerned, it should be, what are you here for? What is our purpose? You understand? And that's something that we learn as we go along, but you don't have time to grow up to start saying, I should start putting some money away. 25 years old or better, you should be getting a whole life policy and a term policy. Of course, term is cheaper.
Okay.
Because it lasts the term, either 5, 10, 15, 20, or 30. And I'm going to tell you about that. You get, most of the times, people buy term insurance so that if something happened to their house, they can, so that's really not their insurance. You're insuring the lien holder or the guy who's collecting the mortgage. You see what I'm saying? So you die, house paid off, or they going to get the house anyway. The kids still don't have anything. You see what I mean? And you would be surprised how cheap it is. The younger you are, of course, the cheaper it is. The cheaper it is. Okay. And we'll get all into that as we go on. I mean, it's not something that we can just, handle at one time, but definitely insurance.
But I want to make sure we get this before we walk away today.
Okay, for sure.
Just some kind of priority of
what?
Like, I mean,
I don't want to step on nobody's toes, but I'm gonna have to, because you trying to make me.
Step on some toes.
You
step on a few toes. That's what I'm saying.
You're gonna make me.
Yeah,
I party with the best.
Okay.
And I'm telling you, I spent a lot of money having a great time. I've been all over the world in the insurance business, afforded it to me, and playing ball. And I knew, but you couldn't tell me nothing. I was, young man, one child at the time. And that wasn't a priority until I seen it happen firsthand. I've delivered death checks to families. You know what I mean? I mean, when they finally died, and I'm telling you, I've delivered at least 10 of them, and they all have the same, saying. When I deliver that check, I wish I would have got more, like you said. Why didn't you make me get more? I'm not a salesman. See, I see a lot of people think you're selling insurance. What I am is a financial assistant to your problem. Your problem's on this paper. On that paper. I can't sell you. Now I can present this to you. I can be strong in my closing argument. But if you don't feel if that's the need, or if you can't afford it, I can't make you. So over all the 10 times I've delivered a claim check, they all said the same thing. I wish I'd have got more. So
right, because I mean, you know for a fact you're getting out of here. Somebody getting out of here.
We already know. We just don't know when.
And we don't. And it's becoming more and more of I think, an emphasis that I want to get placed on that reality. Taking that reality, being fearful of that reality, but repositioning ourselves with that reality. Because it's like every time somebody in our family dies, and I know it's like we got to start over. It's like we got to hit the reset button.
Or you behind.
You behind.
You behind. I'm $10,000 policy, and there's some of my guys that I was blessed. I never did what they call a debit, where I just went by and picked up premium. I always was an originator, sales, or that was my home, and that's why that's why. And then we get renewal money when they keep it. So yeah, in most cases we're behind. So.
Yeah, and so we got to figure out a way to utilize life insurance as a strategy, in my opinion.
You're definitely right.
That's going to change the next generation, and not put the next generation in a position where they're behind.
That's right.
If when the inevitable reality of death hits our households, and I'm just tired of being discouraged, fearful of talking about it. Like you said,
we got to talk about it.
You don't really want to step on no toes.
Oh no, but I think
it's time for us to step on some toes in a more direct way.
Okay, I'm going to give you another. I'm going to give you another example.
Go ahead.
Smart and educated people, and have good jobs. Whether you work at the post office, you got a good job. You got a good job. And a lot of times I hear this. Now this was back when I was young in the game. Oh, I got that on my job.
Yeah.
Wait, whoa, really? Well, is it, the new kind, or is it term, or I don't know. I got it on my job. I mean, I ain't gonna work. You know what I mean? And those are some of the challenges, because we think we okay, until tragedy strikes. You see, and the priority, as you say, number one, I'm gonna sit down and I'm gonna say it. I don't care who like it or not. if your insurance is not in order, you're not. Because when you got the right policy, if you all had, you got $1 million sitting somewhere, wouldn't you be more comfortable? If you know you had access to it right now, if you needed it, wouldn't you be more comfortable? Wouldn't your blood pressure be a little bit less?
I think if my daddy left us $1 million, I wouldn't even cry at his funeral.
Wow.
It would have been a celebration. Like, yes.
And you know what? Actually, that's what it's supposed to be.
That's what it's supposed to be.
That is exactly what.
I don't mean that no.
And I hate to be morbid, but this is the business I am. I'm in. I mean, you go to a cemetery, right, T, and you see these big mausoleums, or you see these nice headstones, and then our grandma and them, we can't even find them. Then we hear these stories of 3 or 4 bodies is buried on top of each other. That's not right. What does that do for your pressure? Well, I still ain't got that grandma, no headstone. She only had 10,000. Wow, I got to go to this person. I got to go to that organization. No, that ain't right.
Go ahead. What was you finna say, T? I'm sorry.
No, I'm just listening because I never heard it from this level. I heard a lot of insurance people come, but I never heard nobody ride.
Well,
I never heard anything in this.
They may not feel as comfortable of stepping on toes.
Okay.
I don't mind if I got to rattle your cage to help you make a decision for you, because I'm it doesn't matter how much I make, I'm gonna be okay. But these are your problems. Once again, on this page, this is your financial needs analysis. And I had to grow up thanks to David Johnson Sr. Again, I almost said, and you can't be a soft guy dealing with him. You know what I mean? So, real, as the young folks say, real talk. Okay. Number one is insurance.
If somebody was interested in getting you, where would they go?
Well,
get information.
Well, I'm here in Chicago right now. I have a Georgia number. They can call me at 678-467-9657. You can call me Minute Man or Antoine Hicks. That's my government name. And I will pick up or call back. And I'm not going to try to pitch anything to you, but I mean, if you got any questions, that's what I'm there for. And I represent some of the top companies in the country, Transamerica, Gerber, New York Life was chasing me down, but they too serious, and I had to learn from Dave, you don't want to take a salary in this business. Ain't that something? We'll get into that. But when you build in your own business, when you take a salary in this business, you work for them. So all of your renewal money, all of the things you built, it's really not yours because you made a trade-off. Because you were, so yeah. I
took one or the other.
That's right. That's right. That's right. That's right.
So it's not good practice if you enter the life insurance game, right, to take a salary.
Yeah, some of these great companies like New York Life, they'll give you a temporary training salary for 3 years. But the funny thing about that, it starts to decrease because they figure you should know more. We shouldn't have to give you as much. Your business should be going. But see, for me, they always want to offer a management position, and at this time, it's too much for me.
My man Dwight Hill said, "What's up?"
Hey, what's going on, Dwight? Hey, I'm gonna get that book. I promise you.
Dwight wrote a book.
Yes, he did.
Okay,
yes, and I'm proud of him.
Well, you got to come on the show.
Dwight, I was going to put you in the top 5, but
GC
said no.
Hey, you got to come on the show. Dwight, talk about that book, man.
That's right.
That's right. See, you don't know who be watching. You don't know.
Yeah, that's good.
You know what I mean? Stuff. But back to a little bit. I'm gonna take it a step further.
Okay.
Your insurance that you get on the job, you also have this thing called a 401k. Am I right?
Right.
And your 401k is being taxed, if I'm not mistaken, every year. Okay. And with the insurance or the IUL, and if you search some of these things I'm talking about, the IUL and the indexed annuity are replacing the 401k because the annuity is a 403b and it grows at a tax deferred rate. So when you get, whatever money's compounding, it's not taxed. Okay. So that's something some of us with these 401ks may need to think about too. An annuity of 403b, sit down with an insurance agent or a financial planner and an insurance agent. And my main thing is once you've got some money, and a lot of people say, well, Twan, what should I do? Well, put some of it back in your policy and let's go buy some stock. That's some immediate ownership. Okay. And it's not like gambling with mutual funds or some of the other financial things buy you some stock.
Mhm.
Don't buy Nike because it's kind of saturated. You see what I mean?
Mhm.
This Uber thing, or some of the newer things. Now, I'm not telling you, I'm not giving any stock tips, but I do got some boys that do.
Mhm.
But that's down the road. But yeah, so don't feel too comfortable. What I'm saying with some of the plans that you've been accustomed to paying into, or it's coming out of your check, and you haven't looked at it or had nobody look at it. How the economy's going. You're hearing about people losing their 401k, so on and so forth, and the insurance you got on the job most times is term, and it this word called portable. You can't take it with you. You lose your job now. You are, or not lose your job. You retire. Here you are, 65 years old, and you need some insurance.
Right.
Now you probably get 10,000.
Right.
That's terrible.
Because the term runs out.
That's right.
Right. So you might have 25, 30-year term.
That's right.
And then it run out and you 65 years old.
And you're in trouble.
And now you uninsurable.
Exactly. If you sick.
Right.
If you sick.
Yeah, I think that's important to point out.
That's why I wanted to, that's why
the difference between term and whole. So if you have term insurance on your job,
that's right.
Say for 30 years, you pay a 30-year term. After 30 years, the term runs out, and saying at that time, you're just say 65 years old.
Right.
Then at that age, at 65 years old, you had some ailments that's probably on you at that point.
That's right. You probably need a guaranteed issue. Yeah. And what that means is, in a lot of cases, in most cases, they don't pay you the whole 10 or 15,000. You got to live at least 2 to 4 years. So if you died from that ailment you had on a guaranteed issue policy within a year or two, the insurance company say, well, look, we got so much money, we just give your premiums back. Okay.
Really?
Yes.
And without giving you the benefit.
That's right.
That's deep.
That's right.
That's kind of deep.
It's very deep. A lot of people don't understand that.
Wow. So they give you all your premiums you paid back.
If you pay $50 a month into a $15,000 plan, what's that? 50 times? That's $600. That's $1,200 in 2 years. Okay. They'd rather give you $1,200 than 10. Insurance companies. I mean, that business. They don't want to. They don't want to make a bad investment on you. They don't want to pay. Like you got car insurance. They don't want to pay. What happens when you have a car accident? Yeah, what happened to your insurance? It go up, or they kick you out and say, "Hey, good luck." People paying close to $200 a month.
I don't want to miss this point though, because we made this point earlier about you need to have both. You said term and whole life because of the example you just gave.
Definitely.
So if you have term and whole, okay, now you got a whole life to cover your whole life to prevent the tragedy from when term runs out and you're 65 years old. That's the reason you suggest whole life.
Definitely.
Okay.
Especially if you're a certain age.
So, okay, when the term, and you said that to cover basically your assets.
Actually, the term is the insurance, I would say.
Okay.
Because if you get in the $500,000 policy, and I strongly suggest that, it's going to be cheap. It's cheaper because it's just insurance, and they know you're going to be paying into it. And there's also, I'm glad you brought. Thanks for bringing me back in. There's this thing with term. A lot of people don't understand. You pay maybe $2 or $3 more, you can get a benefit rider on there called return of premium. So you've paid into your term policy for 20 years. That can be, you 600 times 20. That's like you got a return of premium rider. They give you that money back. People don't know that because they so.
Explain that again real quick. Explain that again. So, because
if you get a term policy, let's say not even a 30-year term, let's say a 20-year term policy, and you had to get it because that's what wanted to give you that loan for that house. You want them to put a return of premium rider. My boys at New York Life are killing with that.
Premium rider.
That's right. ROP, return of premium. So you paid into that for 20 years. Like I said, about $12,000. You get that back. You don't die. You get that back. Okay.
Oh, really?
There's $12,000 that you can put into the stock. You see what I mean? You see where I'm going from? I mean, I'm going.
Yeah.
So once that terminates, you got something back. You got all your premiums back, and then you still got your whole life or your index universal life building at a compound interest. And
you can borrow from your whole life.
You can borrow against. A lot of people think that you can borrow from it, meaning that they will take off some of the life insurance proceeds to justify the money they gave you, or you can borrow against it where you still got the 100,000 in your IUL and you can borrow the money. It's like a loan. Insurance companies loan money to banks. Insurance companies, when the Great Depression hit, New York Life then loaned the United States several times. Okay, so.
But if you just say a whole life.
Yes, sir.
Let's talk about whole life for a quick second. So if you had a whole life policy that you can borrow from.
Yes.
$100,000 policy, right? Just say $100,000 policy, right?
Okay.
And you want to borrow off of that policy. Okay. Now, how would they make the adjustment to give it back or to put it back?
You definitely have to have that amount in that cash building program.
Gotcha.
Okay. Now you can borrow against it, or you can say, you know what, take my insurance down 25,000. Because keep in mind, when you did your F&A, you needed that 100,000 for whatever it was at the time. You see what I mean? And you pay it back in premium. They put a couple extra dollars on, on your premium, or you have that option to say, well, take it off the face amount, and the face amount is what is called for the life insurance.
Okay. So, go ahead, T.
I just had a question. Like, I want to get this clear because you said that people need money in the hood and there's a way to make it.
Yes, sir.
So it says a healthy 25-year-old dude out there in the hood, right? He can get a whole life insurance. And what we have to do to borrow to get the 80% rider off of it?
I mean, at the time that the policy is written, there's an application and there's a rider, and it's just a matter of marking off that box. And if he comes down with terminal illness, whether it be cancer, or if they find a polyp and he's cleared and they cut it out, he still is entitled to that money because of that rider.
Okay, so
diabetes. How many people we know with diabetes?
Yeah.
So
that's based off of ailment.
Right, that's the right off of ailment. Okay.
So you ain't gonna just go in there and get no ADG.
Right, hey man, you know what?
No,
I need my rider.
No.
And then 80% of that policy I signed last month.
No. Now, come on now. You know what it is?
I'm just trying. Hey, I gotta let my people. Some of y'all was thinking like that, though. For real.
It'd be a lot of people be up there calling their insurance company. I want that rider for that.
Next week, let me get 80,000 off that 100,000. Matter of fact, give me $4 million out of pocket.
Right. I mean, it can happen, but not that way. See,
what up, Kashan? What's up, Jeanette?
Everything. Let me say one thing, and I want everybody or whomever that I normally speak with. Money is deliberate. It's slow. It should be. Real money is not fast, and we get into that because when you get it fast, you find out it goes fast. So when we talking about a couple of years now, 5 years. See, we talking about building, and you building your own little empire through the insurance company, grabbing your money out, putting it in the right whatever investment it is. If you want to go open you up, go and do that. But people have to understand money is not fast. That's why people, they've been working there for 40 years. You see what I mean? That's good money. Okay, it's not fast. It's deliberate. It's planned out. Okay, now you want to go gamble every day. You see people all the time at the grocery store, at gas station, gambling.
Lottery.
Well, the insurance company was based on the lottery. Did you know that? Life insurance?
No.
Yeah. But you know what?
What do you mean by that?
Wait, yeah.
The thing is with life insurance, as opposed to gambling, you only get one winner, very often. I mean, not too often, right? You're going to die. You just don't know when. You're going to win.
You're going to win.
And you got to look at it like, if I get sick, I'm winning. Right. You see what I mean? And once again,
I'm happy to leave this money to my people.
And you're more comfortable, you're more secure. Your health is better when you know you got money in place. When I know I got like $400, I'm about to go out somewhere, just 400. I'm like, oh, I'm straight. You know how we you know what I mean? But when you ain't got a couple, you don't want nobody to know. And that's the problem that we have. We so, like this, man. You can't get anything like this. You gotta receive things, just like you have to give.
What up, Shane?
Yeah, man, it's real.
Plug where people can catch you at again real quick.
You can give me a call personally. I am a licensed insurance agent in a few states. 678-467-9657. Antoine Hicks, Minuteman. If you know me personally, that's fine.
What about email? You got an email?
I do. Antoine Hicks 11. Ain't that something? At gmail.com. See, I'm old school. I like to talk to you.
One thing we do though, Cause you're a hooper legend. I don't care. You was modest with it.
Well, I appreciate it.
Man in the hood.
Oh yeah.
In the hood, you's a legend. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So I asked Craig Hodges. So I'm gonna ask you, Kobe or LeBron?
Well, you set me up because y'all already know my answer, and it pained me to say it because I'm.
You said though for the
Kobe. I'm gonna take Kobe.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah,
I'm gonna take Kobe.
All right, thank you very much. As all real hoopers, that
I gotta
ask them all.
I gotta take Kobe, and there's nothing against LeBron.
Yeah, he cool. He like flopping and stuff.
I just like arrogant cats sometimes.
That's arrogant.
I want to win. It don't matter how I win. Even if I gotta cheat, I'm gonna win. I gotta slap you. I'm gonna take Kobe.
That's what's up. One more thing we want to give you a chance to be able to reach through these podcast screen or the airwaves. And I want you to talk to people real quick about their need for insurance, why they must have it, why it should be a strategy, a mandated strategy in people's households to do our part to help change the next generation.
Right. Well, I must say, and once again, it's not just because I'm in this business. Actually, I consult and do other things with people in the stock market, so on and so forth. But the insurance, when we're talking about life insurance, is the staple of any solid financial plan. Okay. And I'm not talking about $10,000 policies, burial policies, because they have some other things I call Tribute Direct that pays for that for you already. You only probably got to pay $2 more on your premium. And it will pay for your headstone. It'll pay for the casket and vault. A lot of people don't know that. So get the bigger policy. Let's play in the game a little bit. Then once you start getting used to playing in the game with life insurance, then you're talking about growing. Then when somebody says something to you about the stock market, you ain't so quick to say, "Oh, I'm okay. You're gonna say, "Well, shoot, yeah, let's talk about it." You see what I mean? It's baby steps. And the insurance business and the insurance policies is the staple of any solid financial plan. Because I have never seen a financial planner guarantee you're gonna get X amount of money if you ain't got no life insurance. You gotta already have some money to have a financial plan. Am I correct?
Yes.
You already got to start out with something to have a financial plan. But if you're starting out young or old, if you're in your 40s, 50s, it's not too late at all. And once again, I would like for you all, if you get a chance, IUL, which is Index Universal Life, and say $1 million. Speak in or type it in, $1 Million Baby Index Universal Life. It will blow your mind. Truly. If you got questions, send it to my email or call me directly.
Give it out.
Your email out again and a number.
My number is 678-467-9657. Antoine Hicks 11. That's ANTOINEHICKS 11@gmail.com.
Oh man, Minute Man, Antoine Hicks in the building. Man, thanks for listening to Jaw Jacking with Bob and TC on Intellectual Radio. It's all on Facebook Live. We love you.
Thank y'all on Easter for spending time with us on Easter.
Always on Easter Sunday. Anyway, my man Earl Winfrey. See you next week. See you next week on Jaw Jacking with Bob and TC. Yeah, on IntellectualRadio.com.
In this corner, we have the folk body snatch.